Alright, hello YouTube, this is Notebook Archwell. I can't really flip the camera right now, but today we're going to be doing a bit of a Q&A. I have a couple Discord set up. I have a couple sticky notes worth of questions set up. This is going to be for both Heroes Unleashed and Minejago, two series I've been working on, two series that some of you probably know about, probably don't if you haven't checked up on anything, or if you're not in the Discords and you don't know. I can send like the invite links inside the description and stuff like that for both of them. So it's a Q&A for both series because those are the two ones I'm mainly going to be focusing on for the time being. I do have two other ones in the works, one of them being a JJK one, the other one that is still yet to have been revealed completely, and we'll stay that way for a bit. Anyway, so we're just gonna get started because I've actually got quite a decent amount of questions, not for Heroes Unleashed, but for Minejago from Discord, because I asked in both Discords for them to give me some questions. For Heroes Unleashed, I've only got like 3 questions all on one sticky note, and for Minejago, I've got like 2 sticky notes worth of questions, so let's go and just get started on it. So let me just peel off the Heroes Unleashed one. Alright, first question by Mr. Diamond112. He was my coder for the last couple stuff on the Fisk pack, and he started working on the Palladium pack, but I had to get a new coder for that. Anyway, how many episodes shall there be? So if we're taking into account only season 1, there aren't, I'm not too sure yet. I'm thinking around maybe at most 24 episodes for season 1 for Heroes Unleashed. If I need to, I'll drop it down to at the very least 15. I don't want to go any lower than 15. I don't want to go any higher than 24. Not too sure yet. I don't have the full script yet made for the season or all the plot points of what I want to discuss in season 1. I do have majority of it, but it all just depends on how I think the scripts for each episode will go and how long it'll take for each episode. Now for the second question by my current Palladium coder, TV Header. Do I need to lock in on work? Now, I've mentioned this to you before, TV, when I first hired you onto the team. I don't mind how long it'll take. I currently still don't have a PC. I just want to see some progress, of course, be made, because I don't want it to... Because I want to be able to at least start around the time I get my new PC, once I get everything set up. I want to be able to start at least something. So I'm probably going to release a couple episodes of Minejago first, and then I'll be fully on to Heroes Unleashed there on both of them. So again, I mean, if you feel the need to lock in, dude. I mean, but if not, again, take your time, but you know, don't not work on it, of course. Third and last question by our co-owner of the series is there going to be any more changes in this one, as in like lore and script? And speaking about the other series, will they be going through changes as well? By Fear Lanos. So I'm not too sure. When it comes to the lore of Heroes Unleashed, it is not going to be going through any more changes anymore. I'm dead set on what we currently have set up. Script-wise, that all honestly depends on whether or not I come up with better ideas when making scripts or stuff like that. But once an episode's obviously dead set, locked in, I'm not changing it anymore. As for other series, Minejago, hasn't even been... My bad. I haven't even started working on the script for that one. And that's mainly because it's going to be a lot more interaction focused, not like script focused. So I've got like points I want to go across with these episodes, but I'm not gonna like sit there and have people speak certain lines, stuff like that. Similar to Heroes Unleashed, but it's gonna be a lot more like, you know, you get to do whatever. I would flip the camera to talk, but can't really do that with phone camera, and my phone camera has the best quality, and also allows me to record for as long as I really want. But yeah, so there's not really gonna be any changes. For Curse Kaizen, haven't gotten anything set up for that one yet, or the other one that I have as well in progress. So that'll be Heroes Unleashed done. Let's get on to the Minejago ones. We'll do the first sticky note. Alright. First question, made by... Oh, wait. Yeah, it's a two-part question. What can those without elements do in this series relating to combat and such? So, for Minejago, because this is what these sticky notes will be for Minejago, what can these elements do? What without elements do combat stuff? Of course, there's the normal Minecraft combat. I'm thinking of maybe including some other things, but it all depends on how things work. I'm not entirely too sure, but there's going to be maybe better combat, or I'll do... Like, it might include better combat, so it looks better when you're fighting and all that. There's normal weapons that you can just, fight with as well if you don't feel like that. But also, this is a series, not just like a Minecraft, Let's Play, so not everyone's going to have knowledge in combat. I mean, that would just make no sense for everyone to know how to fight. It kind of just ruins the point of saving people, But let's go to the second part of the question. Would they be able to learn some form of combat or something else? So these questions were made by Silverwolf Boy. He is a member, a cast member. A lot of these are made by cast members, including that, everyone up there except for TV is a cast member. And yeah. So again, some form of combat will be accessible. Obviously there's spin jitsu, there's air jitsu, stuff like that. Even if you don't have an element, you can learn those things, maybe. I mean, obviously, doesn't mean you're going to, but there's a chance you might be able to learn those things in the series, as well as, again, weapons exist, like shurikens and katanas, other stuff like that. You're not just limited to your fists and stuff like that. But you could do fist combat as well, But anyway, let's move on to the last question of the first sticky notes from K. Carson 20. Will the storyline be similar to official Ninjago, or will it be something completely new? And if so, what? So, I don't want to, just remake the entire storyline of Ninjago. I don't want to sit there and do word for word, bar for bar, stuff like that. I want to have the same exact things happening. And we will be having custom suits, too, so it's not like you're forced to, wear, the canon ones, if you don't like this, that. Currently we have one set up right now, and again, I'm linking both Discords to the channel so you can check teasers out there, and you'll be able to see the one fan that I posted, which is for Conrad, our Master of Water. He is the only one currently right now with a custom textured suit. Some people will be getting some people won't. I will host events to, be able to get, new suits, but... So, will the storyline be similar or, close related? Yeah, I'll say I'll probably be doing something similar, obviously, spoiler to, Dragons Rising if you guys aren't at that point or don't know about it yet. There are source dragons. Elements don't just, they don't just exist, they come from the source dragons. So the source dragons will more than likely exist, of course. And a lot of other things will be canon to Ninjago, but we're going to try and follow our own story. And as for what that is, well, so far, Season 1, the entire general, section of seasons, the first bit of seasons that I come up with, is called Rise of the Spinjitzu Master. We're going to be following a little bit of Season 1 and Season 2's story with the Green Ninja and Golden Power, stuff like that. Maybe even the Overlord, and we got a Garmadon type character as well. So things like that might be pretty similar, but we probably won't do stuff like heavily inspired Season 3 stuff, rebooted. I did Tournament of Elements and the Tournament of Sources season, so Season 4 and Dragons Rising Season 2 second half. I did like those, so we might do a tournament season. I don't know if it'll be the Sources or just, Chen's Tournament of Elements. They might be similar, might not be, but yeah, stuff like that. We'll follow a rough pattern to Ninjago's storyline and plot, but we won't be 100% dead set on these things. And so yeah, things will be different, so don't worry, we will cover some topics of that when we get down the line to it. Yeah, let's go on to the second sticky note. Alright, so how exactly are you going to treat characters whose powers are not in the mod yet, or their species? And for this one, I'm trying to do both questions so that way I'm not worried about that. Are you going to do some kind of animation or just edit in post recording? These questions are by Enderverse Tales, another cast member, and if I remember correctly, he is the master of tech. For Silver Wolf Boy, I don't think he actually has a element. If I remember correctly, he's one of our just normal people, which it makes sense. All right, so those questions. So how exactly are you going to treat characters whose powers are not in the mod yet, or their species? So again, since we're not going to be completely following the Ninjago storyline, but we're going to keep some key elements there, obviously. So when Ninjago was first created, season 1, 2, 3, 4, first 4 seasons, or at least definitely for the first 2 seasons, Nia was never meant to be the Master of Water. They weren't going to do her as like that, but they wanted to. Eventually in season 5, they made her the Master of Water. She was always the Master of Water. In lore, at least, she was always the Master of Water. She just didn't know and didn't unlock her abilities she didn't know how to do it. She didn't know she didn't try or anything. And so that's going to be kind of similar. So for those of you that don't whose elemental powers or species aren't in the mod yet, when it comes to elemental powers, you guys those are the cast that don't you'll be oh wait, I'm the elemental master of this, I didn't know, stuff like that. You might have someone come up to me and it's time that you learn your story. There's not gonna be many of you that are like that, as for the fact that a lot of these custom elements are already being fully made, stuff like that, or these normal elements are being finished up. And by the time the series starts, there's probably gonna be just about all of them already made anyway, so you're not gonna have to worry too much about it. About there being a lot. No, you viewers, you're definitely have to worry about me doing that a lot for a lot of the cast, of being oh wait, I'm this elemental master. No, a lot of you will have your elemental powers by the time the series starts, hopefully. If not, then that's on Swippy and Shadow, the mod owner, and add-on mod owner. So that's on them to figure that out, because yeah, Swippy makes the normal elements and now Shadow helps make the custom ones. So yeah. And then for the second question by Ender, are you going to do some kind of animation or just edit in post-recording? Probably a little bit of both. I would love to do some form of animation for it, just not terrible animation. If we can't get the animation to work, we'll just edit in post-recording, maybe some things. But I would love to do some bit of animation in it, so it'll be a little bit of both. Next question by our Master of Fire cast member. Give me one second, let me try and not trying to show off the last question here. Here we go. By Zelly. Okay. Will there be a first Spinjitzu master with a face? This kind of goes back to the first sticky note where Carson asked if the storyline will be similar to official Ninjago or if it'll be something completely new. We will have a Spinjitzu master, of course, because I kind of want to follow the line where the first Spinjitzu master created Ninjago and some of the other realms, just to not stress myself of trying to find out a new canon storyline. Of course, I will be doing that. I will be doing a lot of stuff like that. I'll be doing a lot of custom story because, again, I don't want to follow Ninjago. Y'all have watched Ninjago for years, stuff like that. I want to give you guys something new. It's still going to be using Ninjago, but of course, obviously, it's not going to be 100% the same. Let me zoom out a bit. Alright. So, yeah, there's that question for you, Zoe. And then our last question by Brendan a Hero. Will there be more than one season? As of right now, I cannot confirm nor deny that there will be more than one season, but I would like to believe that... Oops, dropped my pen. I would like to believe that eventually we can make multiple seasons for this show. And I would love to, because again, because while the first season is called Rise of the Spinjitzu Master, okay, it's probably not gonna be the name of the first season, but for okay, so let me use this website real quick. Not website, but this app on my TV that I have for Ninjago. If I were to go down to stuff right here, where is it at? I know it's section. There's usually sections of it. Here we go. Yeah, Masters of Spinjitzu is the title of the first 10 seasons of Ninjago. They all have their own names, like Rise of the Serpentine, Return of the Dark Lord, stuff like that. But it's called a section. And then the next bit of seasons from Secrets of Spinjitzu all the way to Crystallized is called The Secrets of Spinjitzu. And then, of course, we got Dragons Rising Season 1, 2, 3, and 4. When it comes to that, I do want to do more seasons. So for now, I am having the entire title of everything being called Rise of Spinjitzu Master, as well as that's the series name for right now. If hopefully we get through enough popularity, I would love to continue on with more seasons. I would love to. I love writing. I love doing stuff for you guys on YouTube, with my last channel and all that. I love doing series, although most of the time I never continue them. But a lot of stuff happens in my life and other people's lives, and I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, get on, we gotta continue this. If they can't do it, they can't do it. I'm not gonna force anyone to do this stuff. So yeah, those are the questions I have been given for both Ninjago and Heroes Unleashed. So I flipped the camera around. I didn't flip the camera, I flipped my phone around to get a little bit more talk to you guys. I'm not the best with YouTube right now. Again, I'm recording on my phone, so that's kind of like clearly stated that I'm just not the best at recording videos for you guys right now. And that's also to be shown with like the two series I'm heavily focusing on right now, which aren't like Minecraft or like custom series. It's my Spider-Man remastered gameplay and my my Forever World on LEGO Fortnite Odyssey with Lanos, the co-owner of like most all of my series, and also the co-founder of Next Take Studios, which again will be the studio that hosts these series. There isn't much left for me to talk about. I want to do this Q&A. I didn't think this would be rather short, so I'm kind of like just yapping along trying to get time for this video, because I wanted it to be a little longer than 9 minutes, because that's about the time I saw the timer was at when I was like done with the first page of the Ninjago questions, so like more than halfway done the video. If you guys have any more questions or comments, concerns about these series and stuff, you can always ask in the Discords. Again, I'm linking both Heroes Unleashed and Minejago down there, which you should be able to access Next Take Studios Discord through Heroes Unleashed, and then you can access all of the Discords that exist for the series in Next Take Studios. Next Take Studios Discord isn't finished. It looks pretty boring. I know a lot of people probably believe that. Nor is like the Cursed Kaizen Discord, because again, I'm putting that one a bit on the back burner. That's like one that I'm not heavily focused on. I kind of want to do it, but I'm not too sure about it right now. I'm also trying to figure out whether or not I want to use Orca's Jujutsu Craft or the Jujutsu Awakening mod, because both look pretty good. I think it was Jujutsu Awakening. I can never remember the name of the one mod, but our good friend Nimlum, who is the Master of Destruction on Minejago, and also one of the update devs on, one of the devs, like my dev coders that worked on one of the updates for Heroes Unleashed. It's Fistpack, of course. Yeah, I got nothing really else to say. I mean, I've gone through all the questions. It wasn't a lot, but there was a bit more. There was a lot more Ninjago questions than Minejago questions than the Heroes Unleashed. So, without further ado, again, like, subscribe to the channel. It would help me out a lot. I'm trying to get out there so I can post more and do a lot more stuff for you guys. Plus, I kind of want this to be a job for me, so I will eventually need to hopefully start making money on this. Because I don't like my current job. I'm only doing it so I can get the PC and continue to start and just have money. But yeah, again, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below any questions, comments, concerns, or anything, whether or not the links I'll be putting in the description are working or not. Like, I know you'll probably have to, like, if you're on a phone, you're just have to type out the, like, URL in your browser or something like that. But I'll be giving, like, at least, like, the code link, like in the link where it has, like, those, like, letters and digits all in caps. You should just be able to put that, specifically, like, type that out in it, and it should bring you to the Discords. So yeah, hopefully that'll work. If not, again, comment in the thing and I will remake a link for you guys. Yeah, so without further ado, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.